Hey, it's Kelly with RV Wholesalers. Today I'm going to do a walk around for you on a Cyclone 4115. You can see here, it does have the nice gray exterior, has the two power awnings on the side, pretty much leaves the whole side of the coach under awning there. Outside speakers here, has the 6-point hydraulic leveling, the 4-entry aluminum steps there, so they're nice and light, nice and easy to put in. Outside kitchen here, little mini fridge, 110. It's going to have your trash can here, television on the outside that will swivel, and then this just pushes this handle and you'll take it all the way back until it locks in place right there, and you can lower it down. And this is on a strut as well. It does have the Equiflex suspension. Another entry back here to the garage, full-size spare underneath, double quad entry step here. They're really light, plus they're extra sturdy, so makes it easier to get them up and down. LED light strips on both awnings there. You're gonna have your gas electric water heater here. First thing you're gonna want to do when you get in the coach and you're hooking up water after it's been winterized, you're just gonna hold that up right there. Then when you hook it up to city water, or if you're running off your fresh, it's gonna fill this up. And then when water starts squirting out of here, then you can go ahead and close that. If you don't pull that pressure release, it won't allow the air to go anywhere, so it'll vapor lock it and you won't be able to fill it up. Or you can crack a faucet on the inside, it just has to be able to release that air. Exhaust for your furnace here. So if you're ever wondering if your furnace is blowing out hot air, because on the inside on the ductwork, until it warms up the ducts, it won't be hot to the touch in front of the register. Put your hand close to this, it'll be blowing hot air immediately. Fully enclosed underbelly. Right down here you're going to see you have your hot and cold low point drains. So those are the lowest point in your hot and cold water lines. It does have an LP quick connect here. If you want to bring a portable grill, what have you, runs right off of the front propane models. Nice pass-through storage here. There's a little opening right down here at the bottom, so you can run all your cords up through for the television and leave your door closed. Right here you're going to have the switch for your battery disconnect. So when you're not using the coach, you shut that to off, and that'll allow so your carbon monoxide detector and LP detector aren't draining your battery. Right here you're going to have your auto leveling control. So just turn it on and off here. Right now we have all the jacks down. So all you're going to do when you go to camp, you hit auto level, levels up the coach for you. And if you want to retract the front jacks, you can click that and retract. And then there's also a little instruction sticker right here, so if you ever need to know how to operate something, you can refer back to that. Also, there's a switch on the front of the coach which will just run the front jacks when you're loading it onto the truck. TV connections here. This is going to be the bypass for the water heater. When you winterize it, just flip that bypass, and if you pump antifreeze through the lines, it's not going to fill up the whole water heater with antifreeze. Two 30-pound bottles here. If you look right inside this door here, you're going to see a auto changeover regulator. So I don't know if you can see it in the video, but if the eye is red, you're going to have no propane in the bottles. When it's green, you'll have propane in the bottles. I always run both tanks open all the way, so the other tank's on the other side. And then whatever side this is pointing to, that's the tank it's going to pull from first. So if you're pulling from this tank here, and then you come out in the morning and you see that eye is red, it's not actually going to run out of gas because it automatically pulls from the other tank. But with that being red, it tells you that this bottle's empty, and you just take this, turn it to the other side, then you can close this bottle, pull it off, go get it filled up, and then you'll just go back and forth, back and forth. Okay, around here to the front. You can see here it does have the 5500 ohm generator right here. If you pull this front cover off, there's two breakers in there. You can flip those. There's also a starting switch in here as well as the inside. It does have the inverter here with your other battery disconnect there. This will have two batteries on it. The inverter is which allows you to run the residential refrigerator off of battery if you're traveling, or if the power goes out at the campground, you don't want to run your generator, you can run it off the inverter. Lights for the front. This is the leveling for the jacks when you're loading it onto your truck. Other propane tank over here. hose for the vacuum. You got the hose for your spray port here, little toolbox here for you. This just allows you to use this as a spray wand. If you're spraying off bikes or what have you, you can do that. This will unscrew as well, so you can run all your water hoses up through here. And then I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the video, but there's one that says tank, city water, and then winterization. So you're always going to screw the water hose into here. And if you want to fill your tank, all you're going to do is turn this over to tank, and that's going to fill your fresh water tank. And then you'll use your pump to pressurize the system. Now it is an on-demand pump, so you can leave it on all the time when you're running off of fresh water. And when you turn the faucet on, the pump will kick on. You shut the faucet off, the pump will kick off. City water, so that basically means if you have water hookup where you're actually staying, what that's going to do is it's going to automatically pressurize the system when you hook into that water port. Now you always want to use a water pressure regulator to reduce the PSI. This is for that spray wand there, hot and cold, just a quick connect fitting there. Then all your cable and satellite fittings are right in here. And then right over here, this is going to be the tank flush here. So this will be for the front bath. What happens is after you've dumped your sewer tank, right inside of here, I'll show you that in a second. But before you shut your black valve, you're going to hook your water hose up to this. What that's going to do is it's going to spray inside the tank to rinse all the debris off the sensors and clean it out a little bit better for you. So right here, and everything's labeled for you. So gray one, then the wastewater. Gray one's your sinks and your showers on the front half of the coach. The wastewater is your black. And if you look at these valves right in here, push them in to close them, pull them out to open them. So you always want to pull the black first, which is your wastewater, after you got your sewer hose hooked up over here, and then that'll run through. While that valve's still out, run your black tank flush for about 10, I don't know, probably about 10 or 15 seconds just to rinse out the inside of the tank, shut the water off, close that, pull the gray, finish rinsing out your sewer hose, and you do the same thing on the back. Then right down here, you got another low point drain right there, the blue valve hanging down. Everything's labeled on the outside of the coach for you, just to make it real easy. You have the awnings over the slide outs, so if any leaves or debris or anything like that lands on top of the room, when you run the slide in, it'll fall off to the edge. Triple axle, fully enclosed underbelly. Now this is going to be your black tank flush for the second bathroom, and it works the exact same way. And the connection for that one is right there. Fuel tank here, which the generator will pull right from this fuel. And if you want to use the pump, there's a gas right here, and you just turn it on with this switch here, and you just have to ground it out. Exterior ladder is going to be for maintenance purposes only. Just pull these pins, the ladder will come out, repin it, then you can get up there to clean the roof or pull sticks, leaves, debris, anything like that. To pull the bed down on the ramp door down, you just release this goes up, pull it down, has an awning over the top as well. And this one does have the ramp door patio, so you can make it as a little back porch. Full size spare again there. Beautiful coach, bunch of windows. We'll go in and we'll check out the inside. All right, so here on the inside, right inside the entry door here, you have a nice closet in here. Storage up above. Plenty of storage all throughout the coach. Fire extinguisher there. And right down here you're gonna have a fireplace, which will produce some heat. You'll turn it on there, power it up here. If you want it to produce heat, you just hit the little heat wave button there, and it'll tell you low or high, and the heat will blow out of there. We'll produce some BTUs as well. Or you can just have it for looks and just have it going that way as well. Blu-ray player there. Now up here you're gonna have all your control panel here. So you're gonna have right over here, you're gonna have your generator. Now what you're gonna do is you go down, hold down to prime it. Once the red light kicks on, and you just turn it on to fire it up there. Hour meter there, fuel tanks here, and just shut it off. Just shut it off there. Now it does have an automatic transfer switch, so when your generator comes on, it'll kick the power out from the supply, that way you're not getting double. Now if you're wanting to pump fuel out of your fuel station, You'll just hit this button right here, that way no one can steal your fuel. It's on a 15-minute timer. Water heater on gas and electric. Again, you just want to make sure it's full and water comes out of your pressure release before you actually turn it on. Water pumps here. Turn the pump on there. You only use that when you're running off of your fresh water tank. If you're running off of city water, you don't have to use your pump because the system's already pressurized. Battery, fully charged, fresh, empty, black, gray 1, gray 2. Then the monitor panel for the back black tank is actually inside the bathroom. Lights here, Yeti package for the heated tanks is here, overhead vent right here, the switch for that. Now if you're wanting to run your refrigerator off of the inverter, just hold this on until the green light comes on, then you can run it off of the battery. Shut that off there, you're good to go. Light switch is here. Now this button right here that says slide outs, this is going to run 2 slides here, and then this one here for the bedroom slide is going to run here. And then for the bedroom slide, you just want to make sure that this latch is latched closed before you run your slide out in and out, because this slide runs in this way. Okay? So the main slide and the bed slide are on 2 different switches. This is the switch for the awning over the main entry door. The switch for the awnings over the back ramp, and on the back side are in the garage. USB charging station down here, 110 receptacle. Then right down here you're going to have your control system, so you can see how many amps your ACs are running, because when you're hooked into a 50 amp you can only run the 2 airs at each time, but you can see how many amps you're pulling, what have you there. Over here you're going to see has the nice insert lights there. This TV will be under here. Just hold down this button to run it up and down. Obviously it'll go all the way up right in front of that window there. And just keep it down when you're traveling, plus it'll give you a little bit more countertop space. A nice solid surface above that as well. Okay, LED light strip above there. Lights for those are right down here. Solid surface countertops, the nice residential pull-out faucet. 1 basin stainless steel sink. A lot of times people use the back sides of these as cutting boards as well. Very, very nice there. It's got the new cooktop there, the gas cooktop. The first thing you're going to want to do once you get to the campsite is turn all 3 of these burners on high, and you use your sparker knob to light that up. Let those burn for about 15 seconds. What that's going to do is it's going to purge the gas lines. That way when you go to operate your furnace or your water heater on gas, everything will function properly. Convection microwave here. Works just like at home again. Now anything you'll be able to run with power, you can run off your generator. Now if you don't have either, like your AC, your 110 outlets, microwave, water heater on electric, those things will not run off of the battery. Oven here. Okay. Go back here to the garage. Have the tie downs all the way through. Dovetail storage right back here. We use this as a toolbox. 3 Seasons garage wall. Now you can unvelcro this just to use it as a screen. Put this up if it's a little bit cooler. Then these are the assist rails that go around the outside. And then now you have the double beds here with the convertible sofa on the bottom. The 2 awning switches are here, one for the back side awning, one for the rear awning. Stereo for the garage area. And this button right here will run the beds up and down. Just hold down that button. That will run off 12 volt as well. You can see the ducted AC all the way throughout the coach, even into the garage. Now the top bed will stop, and then the bottom bed will continue to go down. Now you can, stop it here for a second, you can unpin this top bed and then just take it out completely if you want. It'll raise right off of that bracket. And this one will go down the rest of the way. I'll just show you here real quick. Plenty of windows in the garage as well. Then once you lower it down the rest of the way, this will just fold over and make into a backrest, so when you lower it all the way down, you can see that. And then if you look right in here, there's 2 screws with that little piece of steel in there. If you want to pin that bed up higher, you can do that by just moving that piece. And we'll raise it up the rest of the way. So a lot of times people use these as a second living area for the coach. There is a loft bed up here as well. TV connections, ladder right there to get up. Right over top of the half bath here. You can see that. The sink in there with a toilet. Now you can see there's a little bit of pink antifreeze in the bowl. Now when you're using the restroom, you always want to leave a little bit of water in there just to keep that black seal nice and pliable. Otherwise it doesn't dry out on you. Okay. And then right inside this door here, on the other side of that wall, is going to be the monitor panel for the second black tank. And right over here, you're going to see on this back wall, you're going to see the washer and dryer hookup there. And then right over here is the control for the rear air. So you're just going to power that on there, go over to AC, set the temperature, and then it'll kick on for you. So it works just like at home. Then the post for these table here and the table in the garage will be located right in here. Light switches here. Now you always want to make sure with your residential refrigerator, you just leave this latched up when you're traveling. And this refrigerator will work just like yours at home. When you're traveling, this will just get latched onto there. That way it doesn't fly open when you're driving down the road. The other thermostat's right here. King bed in the master. TV hookup over here on this wall. Your other AC controls right over there on that wall. So you'll have 3 controls, 1 for each air. Light switches here. Entry to the bath. Stone cast sink, which will stand up to about 500 degrees. Nice big skylight over the shower. Give you some natural light in here as well. Foot flush toilet. Put a little down pressure, releases some water. Push it all the way, we'll flush the toilet. See there, porcelain as well. Nice fan here, you're just gonna pull down on this and you'll move this to open it up. Exhaust fan there. Close it, go all the way closed. All LED lighting throughout. Very, very nice unit. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to give us a call at 877-877-4494. Thanks a lot.